So I think we can say it's officially autumn. My boat's all covered in leaves. It's bloody freezing. But we have got a lovely, nice, bright blue sky today, which is why I've got this solar panel out. This is the one that I took to Europe last winter. It was fantastic. It powered all my power banks in my little van. And because winter is harder when you live off grid, you know, for power, because normally in the summer you're getting bright days, well, not this summer, and you're cruising a lot. So when you cruise your boat, the engine charges your batteries, your leisure side of it all. And because obviously as well, I'm working full time still. I have a little badge making business, you know, so my laptop's on a lot, got all my printers going for 3-4 hours every morning. I need loads and loads of power, but in winter you're not moving as much because the weather's crap. There's so many stoppages, you can't cruise far. So in winter you tend to just cruise small ranges, maybe once a week for a few hours. So I've got everything from my van. I've brought my power banks here. I've got my extra solar panel. So I'm hoping to just get through. I mean, I do always manage. It's just a little bit harder. The other thing about winter is space on your boat roof, because you're normally carrying around bags of coal and logs and all that stuff. So I am going to have a sort of reorganise when I get settled somewhere that I can stay 2 weeks, but not today. So I'm going to leave that charging now, and then in a couple of hours when I finish making my badge orders up, I'm going to cruise the boat to Venetian Marina, which is only a few miles away. So that's the plan. The portable solar panel I've put on my roof is 350 watts, and I only use that to charge my power banks because the fixed solar panels and the engine charge my leisure bank of batteries. But on a lovely sunny day like today, that solar panel will charge my power bank much faster than the 12-volt socket, which is what I normally use when I'm cruising. Tell you what, the sun this time of the year is absolutely blinding. It burns your eyeballs. I'm heading now towards the Barbridge Junction, turning left onto the Middlewich Arm and meeting up with my mate Nikki. Oh, I've not seen her for so long. I'm so looking forward to it. And even though we've got a lovely blue sky today and a load of sunshine, it's bloody cold. Shame about that, eh? But someone's had a fire. Bless them. We're coming up now to Barbridge Junction, and if you continue going straight on here, it takes you towards Wolverhampton eventually. However, I'm going to be turning left onto the Middlewich branch, and I've already cocked this turn up. I've been too premature, and I'm just taking it from completely the wrong angle. So now I need to faff about and sort myself out. I think there's some. Oh yeah, I've seen it. Yeah. I don't know what's dropping it. Well, I cocked that turn up. I didn't hit out, but I took it too narrow, not wide enough, so I couldn't see. But all was good. But coming through there then was tighter than a nun's jaw, honestly. But the good thing as well about this year, I forgot to mention, is, I mean, I love autumn, I love winter. But the brilliant thing is all the 24, 48-hour moorings go to 2 weeks. So you can just get on a nice, really good mooring and stay for a full 2 weeks if you want to. Unless it says all year underneath. If it says 48 hours all year, that means it's 48 hours all year. you know. But most of them all go to 2 weeks, so it's really good. And that happens end of October to the end of March. But the canals are normally very empty this time of year because most people take their boats back to the marina and either live on them in the marinas or don't cruise so much in winter. But I do love sort of autumn winter on the cut. It's magical. But as I said earlier, the big things that make it difficult is not so much the weather, because your boat's dead cosy inside, you've got your log burner going and all that. It's power. Power is always the difficult thing, and it's finding ways to solve that. When I'm cruising my boat like I am today, not only am I moving to a new location, but also the alternator on my engine is charging my bank of leisure batteries. But today is a short cruise, so I won't have charged my leisure batteries to the top, which is where the solar panels on my boat roof come in. So when I'm moored, they continue to charge the batteries. This is why lots of boaters go into marinas this time of year, because they just plug their boat into a power source and they've got power 24/7. They don't have to run their engines for power or rely on bright days and sunshine for solar. So there are a few boats on the move today. I've got one behind, I've passed a few. But I'm now just looking for somewhere to moor. There's a few boats up here now, so I'm hoping Nick is one of them. And I just can't wait to catch up with her, because she's such a laugh. We always have a good laugh. So, and it's a lovely day today. Even though it's cold, it's nice and bright, and that's what makes a big difference, doesn't it? Bonny, you showing off your nipples? I moored up here just over an hour ago, and I'm moored next to my old boating pal Nikki, and I've not seen her since I think it was the Crick Boat Show back in May. So it's just been so lovely catching up. And Bonny and Finn were playing together, which was so lovely to see, because as most of you know, Bonny is a little rescue and she's very frightened of big dogs. But she met Finn originally when she was a little puppy, but she's not small anymore, she's a big one. But I did have a little bit of a problem when I was mooring up, because I don't know if I mentioned it a couple of weeks ago, I'm having a problem at the moment with my fister, I call it, which is my big pole I have to push to use the gears. Because as most of you know, I don't have a modern gearbox, I have a mechanical gearbox. And it has been a bit funny since I came through all that weed in Ellesmere Port. So I'm going to try and get a look at that whilst I'm here, proper look. And I am near a marina here, so hopefully there's somebody around there that might be able to help. We'll see. We'll see what we can do, eh? But for now, I'm going to get the bike out and get to a post box. So I hopefully see you in the morning. I'm currently moored here in the same spot because over the last few days, the weather here has been absolutely miserable. Oh, it's horrible. And I'm not going to be cruising today either because it's very, very moist. But that also means that my leisure batteries on the boat haven't been charged because I've not been cruising. And because it's so dark and gloomy, we've had no solar either. So the biggest question that I'm always asked is how I deal with power on the boat. So I'm going to try and show you a little bit of that today. A few years ago, I changed from lead acid batteries to lithium hybrid, and it's been the best thing I ever did. Absolute game changer. And they're stored just under the floor in the engine room in my boat, and they are perfect because in the summer, I don't even think about power. I have enough solar to get me through and everything's good. But this time of the year, since the clocks have gone back, it goes dark about 4:30, 5 o'clock. So you're not getting much sun, plus the sun's a lot lower in the sky. So it's finding ways to get around all that. So I'll show you what I do. So to save running my engine when I'm stationary, what I tend to do is to keep the boat batteries for all the essentials, such as the fridge, freezer, the pumps, the lights, the TV, all that sort of stuff. And then all my business stuff I run off this, which is a blue Eti power bank. It's a massive one. I think it's, what is it, 2,400 watts. So now I've brought this from the van to the boat. This will run my laptop, all my printers for a week on its own. It also uses 1% each time I use the coffee machine. And yesterday, because it was so dull and I didn't want to be running my engine, I used it for the washing machine. So this is fantastic. Obviously I couldn't do that every day because it wouldn't last that long. But what that means then is when I do cruise the boat, I charge everything in one go. And I'm not having to just constantly be putting my engine on stationary all the time. So I've sussed it that I can go about 3 days without running the engine on the house batteries and a week without having to charge this. So that is pretty good. The other fantastic thing about this is you can buy now expansion packs for them. So at the moment this is 2,400 watts, so it turns this into over 5,000 watts. The other thing is always buy them on a sale. So there's always sales going on and Black Friday's coming up. So that's why I'm going to buy that extra thing, which will give me just so much power, which would be fantastic. And lots of people say as well, with things like this, just upgrade your leisure batteries on the boat, but I like to keep everything separately. I've got that, taking care of all the boat stuff, but I've got my little business. Sometimes I do land events and land stalls, so it's good to have power there when I'm doing that. And also I use this in my van, so, or if I sell my boat in the future, I can take it with me. So yeah, so it's the best of everything. So yeah, I just thought I'd address that issue. But very shortly, I'm going to go and then look at my gearbox issue. Oh.
2 hours later.
Thought I'd have another little look at my gears, because when I was mooring up the other day, I was really struggling to get it all the way in. You know, because I have to give it a right good thrust with my fister to get it right in the hole. And it wasn't going in. It felt like it was only going halfway in. I was still getting momentum, but just not enough. So I did top up my oil in my reduction box of the day. It was down to minimum. And I think that's because when I went through all that weed at Ellesmere Port, I was in and out of gear all the time and shoving it into reverse. And I think I must have used so much reduction box oil, gearbox oil. So I checked that and it was down to the line on the minimum. So I've topped that up. And what I've noticed is when I push it from the bar here, it does go into gear. But when I'm pushing it from the back, it doesn't. So I have called a guy out. He's going to come and have a look at it, but he doesn't know if he can make it this week. So yeah, it's a bit of waiting around, but if I can fix it myself, that's better, because then, you know, I don't have to pay anyone, do I? So let's have a little look. So when I'm driving the boat, this bit here is where I push it from, this handle. So it goes all the way along here through this hole, all the way through this hole, all the way along here, till it hits this sort of lever thing here, which then moves and goes all the way down to this strange contraption, which then moves this on my gearbox. And there's some communication between that and the bar. And just whilst I am fiddling, I'm noticing this is a little bit loose. It's a bit wobbly, so there are some nuts here. So I'm going to give them a tighten and see if that makes a difference. Because my next cruise now is down a lock, and I don't want to be faffing with gears in the lock. So I'm going to tighten my nuts and see what happens. Yeah, the joys of boat life. Can you reverse it all that way? She's reversing that like a pro. I've just come outside to take little Bonny for a walk. Found these little gifts. And there's also a note. Look at this, it's tied to this. Bless whoever got this. So I'm going to take this inside now and have a read, eh? Oh, people are lovely. You didn't like it out there, did you, Bonny? You hated it. Even in your new coat. So that weather outside, I was actually going to say, you know, bloody autumn, rain and that, but it's been like this all year, so I'm used to it now. But I love this time of year because even though it's miserable, It's dead cosy in the boat. The fire's going, and you tend to sort of stay in places a little bit longer and get to meet all the boaters and stuff, and it's lovely. So let's get this open. Let's read this note, which is dripping, and see who it's from. Oh, Bonny, this shoe for you, baby. Just one. You can have the other one later. Yeah, is that nice? So it says, we just missed saying hello at Venetian Marina. We really enjoy your vlogs and love following your travels. Sorry we don't have any rum on board, but we've left a couple of smackos for Bonny from Poppy. And it's from Best Wishes, Barry, Anne and Poppy from Narrowboat Lister. Thank you so much, guys. Oh. I don't know if this is from the same person. I've never seen that one before. Over 200 years, established in London. 75.5% alcohol. Oh my God. 75%. One sniff of that and I'll be drunk. Because I'm a bit of a lightweight, you know, to be honest. Very flammable. Warning label. James V. Librato. Florida. Oh my God, how's that got on the back of my boat? Is there a story to that? Please let me know. So I think this is from someone else. So I'm just putting my tea in the oven. I'm going to have some burgers tonight. And I forgot to mention that I'm going to be getting an air fryer. So hit me up with all your air fryer recipes. I left it a little while before I've decided to open this because I had loads of chores to do, and I knew that once I opened this, because it's 75.5%, I'd end up on the sofa sat there doing nothing watching Netflix. But I am going to open it now. Yeah, we're going to open it together. So because this is so strong, I'm only going to be filling it up to probably the line, because 75.5%. That's weird. And whilst I am pouring this, a huge thank you to this week's pirate crew. Thank you for everything you do. It really helps me, especially this time of year. There we go.
Let me take you in the rear entrance to the boatman's cabin for a little
So here we are again in the rear entrance. Yeah, so I've just poured a little one today because, and it looks very thin. You know, normally when you do that, you can see the lovely legs on it. It looks a very thin one. That's probably all the alcohol. Oh, bloody hell. Smells like treacle toffee. Right, should we give this a try, Bonny? 75.5%. So cheers, everyone. Woohoo! Oh my goodness. You need a mixer with that. You can't drink it like that. Oh, it's made my eyes go cold. Oh my, wow. That is strong. You know when you get mouthwash and you get that cold feeling, that's what it just did to me. But then you can feel it burning your insides. Oh my gosh. That is definitely one for a mixer, but that is definitely one that will just get you high as a kite very, very quickly. Oh, wow. I can't even say it tastes of walnut and orange or anything like that, because it's fried my taste buds. Anyway, but thank you so much, Jim, for sending me that. I don't know how it got on my roof, so that's a story for another time, I suppose. Anyway, I can't even think straight. I've got two ditties today, and the first one is from Daniel Mosher, and it goes a little something like this. A narrowboat pirate from Cheshire was tired of life under pressure, so she gave up the strife for the narrowboat life, and she now lives just for her pleasure. Well, there was nothing pleasure about today. it's like I just show you whatever's going on, and I haven't moved this week, so I've had to find things to talk about really. And talking about the power thing, I thought I'd just share my experience, because people do say to me, you know, how do you cope? Because I don't go into marinas or out like that, so I just thought I'd show that. But hopefully I'm going to be on the move tomorrow or the next day. I've just got to see about these gears. Anyway, enough babbling. I don't half babble, don't I? I do apologise. Anyway, let's have another little... I'm going to go wet lips with this one because, yeah, it's strong. Very strong. Cheers! Even wetting the lips. It's dangerous. Now this one's a little bit different. And it goes nothing like this. Intending for it to be good, my poem went weirdly amiss. Although I did all I could, this ditty goes nothing like this. I never refer to the rum, I don't even mention the pup, and seeing what it has become, and giving this mess to piece up. Oh, what you've done there. Masterpiece, masterpiece. Very, very clever. And he's actually put at the end, my name is Tim Prossel, it rhymes with grim fossil, a fact that I am really proud of, indeed. Oh, you know what? Sometimes when I'm watching back my videos and I'm doing the editing, I think to myself, Heidi, you're an absolute nutcase. And then when I read things like this, I think my audience is as well. Well, not all of you, but some of you are just as mad as I am. Anyway, leaving the madness here, thank you very much for watching this far into the video. If you have enjoyed it, please do give it a big thumbs up. It really helps the channel. Subscribe down below if you haven't already. And a huge, massive thank you to my lovely, gorgeous patrons. And if you are a patron, please check the Patreon app, because I've been putting stuff on there for a Christmas meetup. Anyway, that's it. Please take care, stay safe, and I'll see you next week. Woo! Bonny, that is strong. I feel like I can breathe fire.